Hey guys, it's your boy CeeLo, not Green, and finally, after months of asking, we finally got a bunch of details about the new revamped competitive mode. Lots of big and honestly great changes, so let's jump into this one right now. So with Overwatch 2 coming out, the Overwatch team has decided to rework competitive into a mode that feels far more rewarding for us, the player, than it was in Overwatch 1. Starting off, they come out and say that yes, competitive will be unlocked on day 1 of the game. Both role lock and open queue are going to be in the game. Everyone who played competitive in Overwatch 1 will be able to start playing competitive as soon as the game launches. Just remember that if you want to play Kiriko, you won't be able to in competitive for the first 2 weeks, only in quick play. So I'd highly recommend anyone who wants to play Overwatch 2 start in quick play for a little while before loading up into the competitive queue. Do it for your sake, your SR's sake, and my SR's sake. Please. They do say that along with the first time user experience being a thing for brand new accounts and players, you will have to unlock competitive by first finishing that first timer system that they added in place. So I assume that means you'll have to have all the Overwatch 1 heroes unlocked before ever even touching comp. And honestly, thank God. I don't think it would be a very smart idea to have people queue up into comp without having at least the base 34 heroes unlocked. I'm still not sure if you need to unlock every hero to play competitive, even Kiriko, but I'd imagine that's the case. We don't want people playing the core competitive mode without it being a level playing field. New players need to finish that first timer system as well as win 50 quick play matches, which I can probably assume will happen before they even finish the new player system. So once they finish that new system, they'll be able to hop right into competitive. Same with the Smurfs, you little rascals. Maybe the biggest change to competitive is the fact that SR is no longer going to be the way you perceive your rank. Instead of being like, I don't know, 2156 for example, there will be tiers within the larger ranks, so everything from bronze to GM is still in the game, but rather than having a hard number, it'll be tiered out into 5 levels, basically equating to be 100 SR for each tier. The tiers will be 1 through 5, 5 being the lowest, so like 2500 SR, and 1 being the highest, so like 2900 SR, and then Diamond 5 would be 3000 SR. Another huge change is that the game will reevaluate your tier placement after either 7 wins or 20 losses. So after you win or lose a game, you won't see your numbers rise or fall. Only after those preset times, the 7 wins or 20 losses, will you tier change. Honestly, I'm still kind of confused by this. Like, if you win 7 games and lose like 4 within that time, do you still rank up? Like, would I go from Diamond 5 to Diamond 4 regardless if I lose? What about if I get 10 losses and then I get 7 wins? Does that mean I'll still rank up, or does that just reevaluate me and say, yeah, you're still in this rank, buckaroo? It's really not clear to me, so if one of you guys have a better idea of how this will work, please let me know in the comments. So I'm not going to go into excruciating detail for this next section because it can kind of be summed up pretty quickly. They will be providing us with some incredible stats in this new competitive system. First off, we have the scoreboard, which pretty much looks exactly the same as Beta 2, except now we have a little hero portrait on the side and more individual hero breakdowns. They'll also be adding an after game stat summary. Before, you couldn't even look at the stats of a game after you left the lobby. Now they actually have a system in place that lets you go back and look at the stats you did in each game, as well as saving highlights for each game and a replay of it, so you can look back at all the games you played well and see what you did to perform the way you did, as well as look back at a game where you played like absolute dog and just totally ignore that one and only focus on the good games you played. After all, we love cherry picking out here. But seriously, this is amazing because it allows you to go back and really dissect in detail what you did well and what you didn't. They show Ana as an example, and we can see all the stats you need to show how you're doing. If you always miss a bunch of sleeps, you can go back and look at a game where you were actually nailing them and see why you were hitting them. You can watch the replay and try to absorb what you did that game and try to apply it to future games so you can improve your gameplay. Giving the players stats to look at really only helps us as the players get better and better at the game by looking inward. Moving on, they talk about the way placements will be done. First off, they basically said that there will be a soft SR reset for Overwatch 2. Thank God. I think they were originally kind of against having any kind of hard or soft reset for SR and MMR, but I mean, Overwatch 2 plays very different to Overwatch 1, and keeping the SR 1-to-1 was going to be a mistake. They say that you will probably have a rank that's a little lower than what you are in Overwatch 1, but that's only to make sure that it doesn't place you too high so you get stomped, and if you really are a little too low than where you should be, you'll win games much faster and get back to where you actually should be. I remember in the beta, I was playing with people that are like kinda well known in the Overwatch community. Here's a little montage of all the people I killed in the Overwatch 2 beta that you probably know. Now, I'm not saying that I should be GM, but I mean, come on now. Placement games have changed as well. Rather than playing 5 games and getting your rank will now appear after you you hit that 7 win or 20 loss threshold, so you'll really need to be playing to get to see your rank. They also touched on the fact that a good number of people who haven't played in Overwatch in a while will probably come back and try out competitive. For these older players coming back after a long time, they're putting in a system where they're probably going to be at a lot lower SR than they remember being at, and it will go up and down much faster than normal players in the beginning to get their SR where it should be. This is so people who played Launch Break and got to GM probably will fall down to where they should be, low gold, and will allow older players who have gotten better or just didn't care to grind to climb much faster so they can get more fair games. This whole article so far is a giant dub in my opinion. Besides the evaluation after 7 wins or 20 losses being a little vague to me, the rest of this is doing nothing but making the whole competitive system more fun and informative for us, the players. One last thing in the article I wanted to touch on is the comp rewards. Besides probably getting more Battle Pass XP from playing it, the rewards in competitive are changing a little bit. There won't be the player icons or sprays for every season like in Overwatch 1. Instead, they are going to be giving out new player name banners if you get to a certain rank, so I imagine it'll be like Season 1 Masters or Season 1 Plat or something if you get there. I never used the competitive sprays or player icons anyway, excluding the Season 1 comp windmill player icon and that one animated spray I got when I got top 500 in competitive open queue. Listen, those are my badges of honor. Let me have them. But anyway, getting rid of those for something more applicable to Overwatch 2 just makes sense. And don't worry, the gold guns are staying in. Honestly, I never use them anyway because I like the look of the regular skin weapon textures, and covering it up with a shitty gold texture never really made much sense to me. I will still buy Kiriko's golden daggers, but other than that, I don't really see a reason to care about this, unless sometime down the line they add more gun skins that you can buy with comp points, or maybe just totally rework the competitive point system and have a competitive points shop where you can buy something cool like legendary skins or something with them. Just some other use besides gold guns is really what I want with the competitive point system. Okay, I think that's pretty much it within this article. Lots of really great changes to the mode that I play the most, so I think the future of the game and its competitive scene just got a major facelift. I cannot wait to see what I'll be placed in when Overwatch 2 comes out in 6 days. Listen, it's Masters or Bust! Okay, that's it from me. Please like the video if you enjoyed or learned something new. Subscribe and ring the bell icon to see more from me and to get notified when I upload next. And leave a comment below telling me what the most exciting part of this article was for you. Was it, SR going away? Was it, getting new gold guns for the new characters? Let me know down in the comments. Alright, thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, I'll see you in the next one.